always wanted to open the show, on any show, with "I Wanna Rock" by Twisted Sister, and that's what we just did. And I feel like I'm bringing it in on a high note today because I have to go close my door over here.
Oh, the door.
But the door's open, so hopefully nothing bothers me here.
Oh.
I know, but then you look over at an empty hallway and you're like...
I mean, the Pastry Kings did technically break into your house once already, so it's not like it's not like anything worse could really happen.
Not this house. This house don't have a basement, Greg.
Well, either way,
I paid more to say fill in that basement with cement.
Either way,
I brought the new meaning to living on a slab.
The whole point of it being is that's the worst that probably could happen.
It could be, but the worst thing that happens is if we didn't record episode 17 for these fine people to hear. Greg, and do you believe it's been 17 episode?
I'm actually surprised, to be honest. I honestly thought you got sick of me after 5.
3 was when I got sick. You know what I mean?
It's an awesome ride, and I can't wait to go to 50 to 100 to God knows how many episodes we can put out. Well, we do appreciate all of our 95 subscribers out there who tune into us every week and watch it for us for a couple minutes. So I say something stupid and be like, "Man, this guy's dumb." But you know what?
Well, I mean, that's gonna happen.
It's an opinion. It's an opinion-based podcast. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
What a good album!
It's a great album. It's
great
a fucking
album.
fantastic.
What a great album. The also the Linkin Park mashup.
Yep. Very
that album.
I think it's underrated.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's
even the beginning to that one is better. Is a better song too. But I mean, I like the original and then the Linkin Park.
Well, you even think about it now, like due to what happened with Charlie passing away, that Linkin Park Jay-Z thing holds a little more dear to your heart anymore because of that. I know it does for me. That was one of probably my favorite albums of Linkin Park. Because I was into like the rap thing, I like rap, like hip hop,
rap rock, was hitting its peak in like the 2000s, like when I was in college, and that's when the Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit, and I got introduced to a bunch of new music. But I think over the years, I like music, and I gain a lot newer music coming in. So,
anything's better than the rap rock album Lil Wayne came out with. I'll tell you that.
Boy, but besides country, country fucking sucks. Like it sucks, and it just sucks.
Greg. Well, the worst part about it is because now the country music's decided to take like Darius Rucker, and the guy who was the lead singer is staying. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Like those two guys, Aaron Lewis. Is that Aaron Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
Those two almost brought me into country, but the only way you'll catch me listening to country music is whether it's those two. And even then, I love Aaron Lewis to death. Even some of his stuff's too whiny. Darius Rucker has a little bit more of like a nice, like Hootie and the Blowfish vibe to him, but it's a country song. He's talking about his truck and his girlfriend, who's probably his sister, who's dating his cousin, who's also engaged to her boyfriend.
Yeah, it's a lot to take, but I do like some country music. But anyway, Greg, we're not here to talk about the fact that I do like Hank Williams Jr., Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson. But Johnny Cash might even be the birth of rock. Definitely Hank Williams Jr. was hillbilly rock. So, but I don't even know if it's PC to say the word hillbilly anymore. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know, Greg, is I know video games. Okay? I know wrestling. All right? And I know other such pops. For life.
I love it.
Greg.
I know a lot about wrestling.
Greg, what do you got in the gaming news?
Oh, the gaming news.
I'm hoping you say nothing.
Well, I do. So I still have some stuff about Cyberpunk. I want to let everyone know that they had someone come out and recently discuss They basically the hard time they're getting from the CG Project Red team because of the whole downfall for it. However, that as much long as that was and made absolutely zero sense, I can confirm that they actually got an anonymous source who was a part of the CD Project Red development team who said they were getting pressured from big developers like PlayStation and Xbox and all that, which I believe a lot of people already were knew, but this is the first time that we're hearing something out about it. Basically, how they basically screwed everything up, how they were pressured them, they wanted more time, they wouldn't give them more time, this, that, and the other. And then after he started bashing them for that, he started giving us some more details on possible hot fixes that be coming in for Cyberpunk. So for all my Cyberpunk fans out there, I know a lot of people who really enjoyed the last episode. There's going to be a big update coming sometime in 2021. They're hoping like late January,
this week
between like March.
Too. We'll be doing the giveaway this week. And I do see everybody on Twitter too, because we got a lot of retweets over there, so I see it all. Thank you guys.
Road to 100 subs.
Facebook, almost at 100 subs, so that's a great job, and we will get that sitting right over there on that stack of shelves. So there's about fucking 25 unopened games right there behind me that are different versions of things that either got to go back because I can't review them or I got to give them away or something. But no matter what, if we ever get a review copy of anything, folks, or we ever get a copy from anybody to give away, we always do purchase the game for ourselves either. So no one ever purchases the games that Greg or I are personally playing and giving our reviews on. So no one from here forth will influence our reviews that way. So let's just get that out in the open on that. Greg, I know you love Cyberpunk. I've given up on it. Personally for now, because I want to wait for the PS5 version and I want to play that game in the glory that at least a PC player like yourself who can love it and look past its faults. But for everyone out there, just tell us a little 30-second, 1-minute story of the last cool thing you did in Cyberpunk, just to give us some all hope out there, just to say, don't give us a spoiler, but just say, hey, just give us something, Greg, so we can hold out hope.
Yeah, I love hearing about people's Cyberpunk. Like I think I got some positive vibes on Twitter from that. Just get even Random Bugs. I like hearing about it. It's right now, guys. It's my favorite goddamn game. So if you got anything to say about it, I'm the best guy to go to. I would love to hear back from you guys. Get back to you guys as much as I can. But also just think, we did give away Cyberpunk 2077. We've had multiple game giveaways in the back, so make sure you guys go and check out the other videos from our past. I don't think we've had enough people submit. We didn't have enough people submit to get them.
If anyone ever does call an old one, if we still have it, yeah, that's hey, hashtag that giveaway.
Hashtag that giveaway. To be named giveaway.
Cyberpunk, I'll be waiting for you, in a peaceful, but until then, I don't want to hear a sob story. Just get the patches and get the people that have paid for the game, get them their product that they want in their hands that they've already paid for, and we're cool and we're straight. Shit happens. And this is when you threaten developers, because we live in a spoiled brat community of gamers and a spoiled brat world. Actually, this is what happens when people don't get what they want. You death threat these developers, all right, and they put out this game. Obviously a money play. Obviously, a big guy smoking a cigar in an office made the call to release it. Whatever, just make it right and listen, make it right, and bad stuff can go away. They still have a chance to do that. And speaking of spoiled brat cultures of the gaming industry, recently the three big companies in video games came together and put out a nice message. Nintendo, Sega, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. And said that, no matter where you're at or what you're playing on, just remember that it's safety first in our community, and be respectful and friendly, and let's have a nice, respectful, friendly, fun gaming environment while we're all online. And I think the 80% of us normal folk out there want that, minus a few pricks here and there. And don't worry, if I even smell prick on you, me and all my boys report you immediately. You get 6 reports. You glitch on us in Call of Duty, you're getting that, Ken. So I think that's cool to see the big honchos that basically run tech, entertainment tech in the world, just coming together. That's cool. That's cool.
Now get together and fucking make some cross-platform games. Make more of them, damn it.
Greg,
Make more of them.
I had a little Freudian slip though there, and I did say Sega
Mm.
because I want to know if you know what the game Paprium. Don't smile at me either. Have you heard of the game Paprium?
I can't say that I have, my friend.
Are you sure? Are you sure you've never heard of it?
I feel like there's a Sega reference coming in here. So please, not just enlighten me, but enlighten the people on what this game of Paprium is called.
Paprium is a brand new game that just released, and it's a Sega Genesis game. It's
Ooh.
been in development hell and like Kickstarter hell for like 8 or 9 years, as long as like Cyberpunk, I hear. And I got two sides of this story on this game. At first, I listened to Pat the NES Punk because I love the Completely Unnecessary podcast. It's a necessary to me, Pat. It's a necessary part of my heart, buddy. Keep it going. I don't think Ian likes to do the show, but Ian's like Pat's Greg, basically. They're just like sidekicks to the main course. You know what I mean, right? Don't you see those two exactly like that, Greg?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, go on. I'm sorry.
Do you have the belt? And do I walk around making matches for you and watching you play to bring money into a comp? No, it's the other way around, Greg.
Exactly.
Right, I'm the champ. So anyway, but then I listened to Immortal John Hancock, older guy, closer to Pat's probably my age too, so I don't know. But John Hancock had the complete opposite. Like Pat hated this thing. Pat the NES Punk didn't like the guy, the developer, like thought he was ripping it off because they're saying it doesn't play on certain emulated things, but it does play on the Genesis units. So, I mean, I'm not sure there's a little controversy, but I watched John Hancock play this game. It's a beat 'em up. All right.
Well, you already got me there.
I think you'd love it. It's Streets of Rage. It's Double Dragon. It's all that stuff. It's beautiful. It looks like a great updated version of those games. There was a little stutter at the beginning of each board, but I watched him play 2 or 3 levels, and I just thought this is fantastic. Paprium. I don't know if you can get a copy now. I'm sure you can eBay a copy. But man, it looked cool. And if you're a Sega Genesis guy, check it out.
And how much can they get this game for?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know because it was like in Kickstarter hell for a long time, but then just copies started just going out, and people just said all of a sudden their copies just showed up of this game that they wrote it off. So like here it is, Paprium, and you can watch some unboxings of it, but it's like a little cyberpunky game. It's like a cyberpunky beat 'em up. So go get it.
Well, I mean, obviously, Cyberpunk and beat 'em ups are probably the two things that get me up in the morning. So I can't really. I think I have been heard. I've heard of the rumors of that lurking around, but I haven't yet seen too much except for a little couple of screenshots here and there of the game. But it's definitely something you guys should go and check out for sure.
Question.
Answer.
Why haven't you got a PS5 yet?
Because I'm in the process of trying to build a PC.
But if you had the money and let's say you had the money and you wanted one, what's the main problem with getting a PS5 right now, Greg? Say the word.
You pretty much can't get them anywhere because you got the asshole scalpers out there. They're goddamn bots. But I think are you about to tell them how scalpers are getting scalped?
Bingo. I tell you what, folks.
Oh, there's a segue train.
Person, the younger guys at my last job, were into Reddit. And they were kind of teaching me some things on it when we were looking up some things for manufacturing. There was the resources here is just. So I understand the power of Reddit and how it gets these things out here, but there is a huge community on Reddit right now that is actually scalping the scalpers or tricking the scalpers or playing games on the scalpers, and it's basically just to annoy them. And these are some elaborate pranks from setting up a buy with a scalper for a PS4 for $1,300 or $1,500 and then just no showing. and then like and then having them like send a picture of them like confirming they're send them somewhere fucking far. These guys are driving 50 miles. All right. And then there was one that was so elaborate. It involved one dude. um he was actually working with two scalpers, pitted them against each other as if one was buying and one was selling, and then had them meet each other and then they were like confused, like, do you want to buy the 5? No, you're buying my 5. And this guy's watching and recording them all do this. And I listen, I'm all for some good fun, but again, let's keep safety in mind, with information and doing, like, I don't want to see anybody, like, I'm not even going to say it to put thoughts out into the ethos. Just be careful with this stuff. But if you want a little indulgence, Greg, and like you and sad time Adam, who didn't get a PS5 because you boo-hooed, and then they try to take joy away from mine.
Didn't do
But
anything.
listen, watch and get a little satisfaction from these scalpers getting some just desserts.
There's nothing I love more than seeing them assholes get what they deserve. I'm actually currently going through that right now. Like you say, I may not be having dealing it for going for a PS5, but trying to find the NVIDIA graphics card I want, I'm going through scalpers. I have to go, and everyone's charged. It's a $500 graphics card. Everyone's charging. I think the cheapest I found it for was $680. So yeah, but and then but the thing in between these graphics cards and PS5s, the PS5s will eventually come back in stock. These graphics cards, as soon as they come in stock, they're already gone.
Well, GameStop, I want you to know that GameStop is now actually selling PC parts, video cards. When I was in there, a few months ago to get some games, or like right after I bought a controller for my 5, I bought a second controller. They have PC parts on the wall up front. Remember all the toy crap section that we hated?
Oh,
Oh
with
my
a
god,
passion.
pricing changing, the toys. Rip my hair out because only Brandon knows every SKU in the store in some weird way. And it's all a big flat wall now with PC accessories again. Like it's like back in the heyday at Walmart or Staples when you see all the brands of video cards and stuff. So it's exciting. And I don't know why in the hell that stuff got out of retail, because people love to build their own PCs. But anyway,
Well,
what kind of a video card guy are you now? Because I run Radeon because that's what my Macs do.
well, let me get in touch about this GameStop. It's kind of good to see GameStop going this direction too.
Yeah, right.
I feel as if there was a lot of people, because like, no, especially where, I'm not gonna tell you where we live, but general in our area, we don't have like a Best Buy. We do, but it's like about like maybe 20-30 minutes away. We don't have anything that's like very PC extrinsic, and
Yeah,
that's probably why
both of our Best Buys are about 25 minutes away.
yeah.
And it's better to go to the one in West Virginia because it's easier.
It's cheaper.
But then you got to pay
And
higher
gas.
sales tax. But who wants to fight South Hills traffic?
Exactly. So it's good to see GameStop finally taking the initiative on trying to maybe jump ahead on this. GameStop has been one of those businesses that's been kind of hitting a little bit of a rift here. PC gaming could give them a bump, and if they do it right, it can give them a big bump.
The thing is like they always did, like they always had some sort of sound cards, or they sold burners. Yeah. I don't know why someone came along and said a wall of junk would be a lot better than gaming. And I understand the margin on all that junk is way higher, and we all know why it's there. But if once you get so far from what you are, that's why you fail. You've alienated your home family. Bring your PC gamers back. Once digital became popular, there aren't boxes of PC games everywhere, and that's sad. All right. But you still need, well, they always had their keyboards and their mice, but you still need, you could walk in there tomorrow and get a case. You can get a case, motherboard, and everything you need to build a PC right now. I'm sure they're not stocked, but right now, essentially, if the stock is up, you could do all that right now with a trip up to GameStop.
That's actually a really, again, really nice to see,
Yeah.
especially for someone like me who's in the process of building a PC. I just bought my motherboard the other day. I got the beginning. I got my motherboard. I have a power supply, and I have an SSD. So I'm slowly getting my way there. Um,
What's those SSDs? What is that? SATA still? SATA? I don't even know what the
it's like
hell.
a it's
Listen,
like
back
a
when I started, it was an ID.
solid state drive. It's basically like memory.
Yeah, I know, but what's
Or
the tape that puts it to the motherboard? The ribbon tape there. Is that a SATA?
SATA
SATA?
cable.
Okay.
Yep.
Or some kind of new SATA IE, because
Mhm.
kid, I come from IDE and then
Mhm.
IEDEE and then all kind of other shit. Listen, when AGP when the advanced graphics board came out in like 98, 99, and you didn't have to run a graphics card in your PCI slots, do you know how cool it was to have one? All right. I had a Voodoo.
Nerd
All
alert!
right. Oh boy, I was the coolest guy around. Me
Yeah.
and my buddy
So
Carl built my computer while our two girlfriends watched one night. I'm sure they had a fucking blast, and me and him were watching, like tinker with all the fuck. Like this is back when we had to put pins in the jumpers and shit. And man, that computer boomed to life when we finally set the clock right, and it was like we smelled burning, and we were like, "It's on!
oh
It's on!"
that's
Oh, it was so
that,
good.
I think that's what I'm super worried about whenever all I finally do get all my parts. But like I said,
Nah, man, we could crack that thing together. I crack a
but
PC together in
well,
10 minutes.
where I'm getting at is get the parts. I'm probably not gonna have this thing built till probably like the end of February, beginning of March.
Greg, the way you
Just
do things, this computer might not get done till 2025, and by the time you finish it, we're gonna have,
so
I'd say, hey, I'd say give your Uncle Jay $500, buy new RAM for this computer, and take it off my hands.
yeah, no, it's the
And
Mac.
that's my
The
biggest
Mac's
problem right now. I just put a shitload of RAM into this computer, and I'm thinking I think I bought cheap RAM off
that's
of Amazon, and it's effing me out. But either way, I just dropped 3 G's to get a badass new Mac coming in here. Coming in here, folks.
well. I think
Deal with this
that's. I
studio.
think the ballpark that I think that we're looking to have this thing finished. I think is
Show
about.
your work. Show your work with the men.
All right. Give me a second. I'll show you the goddamn work. I got it right down here.
Hey, you don't need to bring anybody's religions into this.
So, so, so we're looking at right now for this basic setup that I have, except for the video card, because again, the video card that I just got to, and I'll get into what you asked me earlier. What video card? I'll get into that here in a second.
What are you, a new egg?
Actually, it's funny you said that because that is exactly where I'm at.
Oh boy, something's changed.
$577.96. So I'm in the process of saving up for that. That will get me all the basic stuff except for the $750 graphic card.
Hey,
The graphics.
yeah, get to the graphics card for
So the graphics card that you were just asking about, what graphics card is it that I want to work with? What graphics card it is that I want to use? Is a 3080 RTX Founders Edition. I did a lot of research and I was searching around.
Who
I
made
felt NVIDIA.
It's an Nvidia. Okay, listen, Nvidia that was after Voodoo went out of business. I had to go to Nvidia. They were like the only thing you could get, and then like I said, I'm a Radeon guy now because man, just because I don't need graphics for games. I need horsepower for my
Well, I a little bit wanted the best of all three worlds. So
Yeah.
I figured if I'm gonna go ahead and put forth the money to save for something, PCs are expensive. That's what I'm sitting at. Like I rate that $500 some dollars. You can get about 4 or 5 people to come into GameStop and spend $500 and without a graphics card, and then they're gonna wait to get a graphics card. You just probably made your rent for at least the next month.
Bingo. Bingo. And depending on the markets, and I would say right now with the Nasdaq going to be hitting all times high. We still haven't seen the dollars hit the economy from the PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox because there isn't enough yet. But I guarantee once that gets high, the margin on PC stuff could skyrocket again. It just goes up and down. I mean, I remember when RAM dropped once, and it was just like everyone was stealing it. Then it would go back up, and you'd be like, "Ooh, 100 megs for what?" And I mean, it was crazy. But it moves with unfortunately, it's tied to precious metals. All right, and I learned that at working at a metals manufacturer. So there you go. Ding dong, Greg.
So, you were getting into the idea how the PS5. You were talking about the
Oh,
PS5. How
I want you to look on Newegg because I also like Newegg because they do sell consoles and crazy stuff. You always are able to get like they had like a cheap operating system you could get on Newegg, but sometimes Newegg sells these new consoles. So you guys out there, look, check right now and see if they're doing a PlayStation 5s. See if they're on there. And I bet they're not in stock, but I bet they sell them. So it's a good place to check
look,
too.
I know you want me to go on a Newegg and go check out consoles, but I wanted to talk about a console right now. The PlayStation 5, PlayStation 2 edition. This is something that
Canceled.
PlayStation. Oh, they canceled it?
Canceled.
They canceled it? Is that official?
Look it up right now. I know exactly what you were going to say. Yeah.
Well, then we'll check that out. That was going to be a good segue too.
PS5, PS2. That all orders were canceled, and it's only gonna produce 3 of the 4 of the 500 promised. Like I don't know what the hell. I don't know. It's the company's blaming it on threats. I don't have enough time to get into it because that's not what we're here. But listen, man, that stinks, huh? It would have been cool.
Well, I'm being one of those guys who still enjoys just playing my PS2. Let's go and look at it right now. I was kind of looking forward. Like, if I was to get a PS5, maybe that would be one I would try to get.
Well, the thing is that you always going in late to the game, you always have a chance to roll the dice for better hardware, cooler bundles with release games, because it's not too long before we're going to get probably a Demon Souls special edition. We'll get that NBA 2K edition. You know what I mean? Like they'll start weaseling that in to get that second, third generation of buyer. But ultimately, we're still not even hitting normal release date numbers. I doubt 400 people around, that I doubt our local GameStop sold 400 of them so far, like it did PS4's day one. So it's hard to say right now. It's going to adapt, but it's slow. Everything is on. It's like we're all walking through molasses right now. Slow.
Well, hopefully we hear more about it, maybe with a possible like reveiling, I guess, or re-releasing the PS5, PS2. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm a little bummed out about that. Look, guys. This is live news that you just had my heart be broken on. Live news. Look, it can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody.
You're welcome. It's not. I don't want to do that. It's just the truth, Greg, and
it sucks to see the threats were the reason for that. We're not going to get too deep in it, but
that's why you have to have. That's why you have to. And I'll tell you exactly that's why I don't want to read it, because exactly why the cyberpunk situation and why the 3 companies have to come together to tell a bunch of grown ass people, behave yourselves, because they only said they were going to make 500 of these, so the fucking privileged fucking viruses of humans on this planet that we should wipe out with Lysol. All right, those viruses were probably sending death threats to this company, saying you need to make 1,000 because little Johnny wants one and little so and so wants one, and these people were probably like, "Fuck you, none of you get any," and I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. But I mean, it's a shame that we have people who stoop to that low, that will have to go and death threat a company like that. Like, it's kind of a little pathetic. It's pretty pathetic.
When we want to talk about the world today, I mean, in a world where there is still people that have to kill each other over food and clean fucking water and just have a roof over your head, there's still people in this country, in this world, that don't have that, and we're fucking bickering over you may or may not get to play a fucking video game.
Yeah.
You, oh, they're disgusting, Greg. They're
Well, it's not only that you can, it's just playing on a different looking console that no one else may have. That's like that's the one thing why I can't stand like Gucci and Versace and all that. It's like, dude, it's
history has shown us that every console comes out with new iterations within a year of its release, different colors, yada yada yada. So what's the, you know what I mean? Hang on and wait, and the problem is the pre-orders went up. The bots they probably thought the bots were going to buy them all, and then next thing you know, if you want a PS2 themed PS5, you got to pay $3,000 for it on eBay. I get it, but unfortunately, either beat your competitor or don't show up to don't bitch that you're losing to the game. I mean,
I couldn't say it any better than myself, Jason. It's just sad as a video game community to have it that way, and people acting like a bunch of children when realistically they're anywhere from probably 21 to 50 years old. It's pathetic. It's completely pathetic, but
and it's
where we live in, man.
You know what? And I would say if they're kids, they need their ass whipped by their parents. And I'd say if you're adults doing this kind of behavior, you need your ass whipped too. Every fucking Facebook and internet tough guy needs your fucking ass whipping. All right. And listen, I've had plenty in my day, and sometimes you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. Greg,
walk away. No,
I didn't say it. Kenny did. Okay. And I'm not, you probably think Kenny from South Park. I'm talking about Mr. Rogers. Okay.
I know Kenny Rogers is. I'm not that young.
You don't know who Kenny Rogers is.
It's my
Kenny Rogers sings.
That one you just said. I don't know any other ones. My grandmother listens to them.
Well, what was the one I just said?
No one to hold him, no one to fold him.
That's the name of the song?
I don't know, probably.
That's the Gambler, Greg.
Either way, I know who he is, but I don't necessarily know his shit all by heart. But I know who he is. Kenny Rogers. Why are we going back into music? Is this a music themed song? Is this a music themed show?
Sometimes the saying gaming, things don't go our way, and you have to be an adult about it. Some letdowns I had this year, Greg, was Paper Mario. The system and the lack of I really wanted to go through an actual RPG with my nephew because he's smart and he can read, and I really wanted him to be able to play this game. But the bullshit, complex bullshit that is the fight system in that game is crazy. And I mean, and it just, and then a game that we mutually on was Star Wars Squadrons. Like, everybody I know bought it that first night. Adam stayed up late, 12:10. Me and him are putting out just one match, just one, let's fly it. And at the end of the day, if you're not playing, I understand VR, it's amazing, but if without VR, you have to let me switch the view. I can't be in the cockpit on a flat TV and expect it to be looking behind myself.
Exactly.
So give me a view outside of the ship, like a Battlefront, like every racing game. Ad nauseum, we talk about. Cyberpunk gave me a heart attack at first when we were in that. When you get into the car and you're like, first person driving, ugh.
It sucks.
And then boom, then it's like, oh, Switch, you can thank God it had that. If anything, give it credit for that, folks. Better games have had less.
Yes.
So
very much so.
It pooped down, and then of course, NBA 2K21, man. In the end, I really wanted to embrace the new shooting system. I can't. I can play a hell of a game of D. I cannot shoot with anybody. Throw 1 second of lag on the internet. I can't. I can't also stand every game has to be a close game. You can't run the score up. I'm just crushing it. 15-0, 3-3, and then all of a sudden Shaq can't dunk anymore, and Shaq can't get any rebounds when there's no one around. You know what I mean? Like LeBron can't shoot anymore, and I go, Greg, the last thing in gaming before we move on to our two sweet comments, and boy, a lot to talk about in wrestling. But, buddy, I just wanted to say these were fresh, shipped in from Japan, and I want to show people how small.
Hey, don't play with your mic, bro.
Yeah, oh, I know. Did you hear it? Look at these things, how small.
They are
And
tiny.
I said back in the day, and now there'll be new videos of it. I said I wanted to get the red one and the yellow one, and I'm going to get all of them actually. And the yellow one comes with all the versions of three versions of Shining Force, and some crazy like gem game RPG. Um, but I'll tell you this much. Despite the fact that these are RPGs and I can't understand them, and these products don't come out in English, you could probably get the Streets of Rage one, like I said, and they have the Sonic one and Taz, and you can play them. But look how in my hand, look at these little things. Let me kill this light.
My palm is probably the size of that.
Look at
Yep.
this.
No, it is.
All right, here's my phone. Coffee cup. Let's pick popular things that your generation will understand. Fidget spinner. It's as big as my fidget spinner. And then look at this sweet little thing, though. I mean, 2 AA batteries. What is that? What is that? Anyway, look at this. Can't see it, of course. I'm gonna try to move it in here so we can see it. Anyway, I don't know if we're gonna be able to see it, it is so tiny that you definitely need some readers. You definitely need some readers. But
you can hear it, which
that
is the cool
sound?
thing. That is there is a vacuum cleaner going off upstairs. Just ignore that. Just go through with the flow.
Who would clean tonight at the office?
I
Folks,
can't
this is
look.
what happens
Look,
when patient things
we
take over.
have been trying to clean the office for now a week. I actually just took a break after working all day from trying to help clean the office. These people can't get it done themselves, Jason. What do you want me to do? What do you? I can't help it. I'm trying. I'm working with what I got, my guy. I'm working with what I got.
Okay, well, sorry, man, but anyway,
It's all good.
Back to the.
I just want you to know I'm trying to take care of the office over here.
Let's go back to the Sega Game Gear Micro before you want to start reviewing which vacuums your staff likes.
I will say it's the blue one that looks like a backpack right now. It's probably my favorite one, Jason. Thank you for asking.
So anyway, folks, the yellow one, you have your Shining Force collection on it. This one, the red one, has a bunch of other three obscure RPGs, and then like a Columns, Columns is a popular game, but it's still so small you can barely even see the colors on it. But then it also has the Last Bible, some pretty sweet RPGs, Japanese. So anyway, folks, these are about right now, if you look on eBay, you should be paying about $60, $65 on these. I'll $75 if you want to get them from me. I'll order them. I'll order them from you from Japan. So that's my price. If you want, I'll get you any color you want for them as well, folks. So let's just say that. Greg, what do you think about these? I know the one that has Streets of Rage, the Game Gear edition on it. I think that would tickle you a little.
That would definitely tickle me. I think maybe nowadays it's probably not the most popular decision, but for the right Sega collector, like someone like myself, who if I was into that type of thing, definitely be something for me. I am intrigued with the Streets of Rage one. I think if I was to go and buy one, I don't think I would play it. I think it would be something I would keep as a collector's item.
Yeah, and I just have batteries in them to power them, but they sit on my shelf in their boxes. They're cool. The art is awesome because it's all in Japanese. So the Game Gear Micros, folks. Hopefully they put like a real micro system out in over here with actually playable, and actually put a nice library of the Game Gear games on there. So that would be cool, folks. Craig, I love Kenny Omega.
No one loves Kenny Omega more than I love Kenny
I
Omega.
think I love Kenny Omega more than you.
You
I've been
cannot
watching Kenny
say that.
Omega longer than you.
You
I
have
think that's
watched Kenny
dog
Omega
to me.
alone. I just researched him a long time.
Well, that doesn't count because I loved him earlier than you.
You did. All right, so I can
Listen,
give
I
you that,
loved him
but it's
for so
still, I'm a
long.
huge fan of Kenny Omega.
I loved him
Big-
for so long. I doubted that he was a good fit for Bullet Club at first because I didn't know how well,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
he
And then when
loves it.
he came in as this cleaner, at first the cleaner was like the dude that was like, you called to clean up a murder. That's how
Yeah.
it looked. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. That's Kenny Omega. And I'm going to tell you what, when he would talk and just be a little extra, when Kenny Omega can deliver a line like, see you later, alligators. And it's so good. It's like Ben Stiller when he's like the evil, like either Perkis or the guy from
Mhm.
Dodgeball,
Yep.
like
I
heavyweights,
know
when Ben
exactly what you're
Stiller's
talking about.
like, this will separate the men from the boys. Kenny can do that. And it's just so real and good.
So I think
See at the paper.
when I discovered Kenny Omega is right when I was getting into Bullet Club. So it was about 2014. 2014.
It's when I brought them to America.
I went to a Ring of Honor show in Philadelphia with my buddy Richard. And he kept telling, I didn't know anything about Ring of Honor. I'm a WWE mark at this moment in time. I didn't know any other wrestling but WWE. I knew of independent wrestling, but it wasn't anything that I thought I was ever going to watch. If I can't watch it every week on TV, to me, it's not real wrestling. So when I got introduced, he's like, watch the Young Bucks. So I watched Young Bucks matches from the week before we left till the time we left. And then I got to watch them in person and realize this team is great. In doing that, I also watched a video that was involving Kenny Omega fucking up AJ Styles.
Oh yeah.
So that was my first like interpretation of Kenny Omega, and then I didn't even know all the Golden Lover stuff. Like I didn't even know I knew him and Ibushi had a past when they became like the newer Golden Lovers.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a cool. But anyways, back to where I was going at was when I seen him come out. My first interpretation of him was
So you
this is
never
the
got to
fucking
see. You
this is
never
this
really
is the
got
Terminator.
to see, you never really got to see AJ's Bullet Club then. So you
Not
came
really,
right
no.
when Kenny was taken over with the
The-
Elite started.
Well, I can say I'd seen a lot of because Finn Balor was at this point before I started watching these guys. Finn Balor, aka Prince Devitt, was my favorite wrestler, just by how he came out with the face paint, how he came out with stuff. Plus, he do like the finger guns thing. I thought was super cool.
Well, he did all that in Japan.
Yes, well, that's
NXT
that's
didn't
what
make the Demon. The Demon was in Japan. Yeah.
yeah, that's where I'm going at. Yeah.
Okay.
So like I like the WWE version of Finn Balor is disgusting compared to a lot of the stuff that I watched him in New Japan do. So whenever I was in the Bullet Club, then I found out how close the Young Bucks and Kenny were, and then I found out that Kenny was a huge video game nerd. So that automatically gravitates me towards him as well. So as much as I love him as a performer, I also love him as a person. So that's why he's
When I was
he's the
one of
greatest.
the earliest
He's the best.
videos I was watching of him, like it was a pre-cleaner video, and we were watching all of his gameplay, his funny like video game moves, because I never really paid attention much to him. I knew who he was, but like I wouldn't put much stock into him because I wasn't interested in. But like I wasn't interested in Devitt before he became Prince Devitt and pulled this Bullet Club shit. Like that blew me away, and I was like, oh, now I'm interested. So I watched Kenny talk about all of his moves and then like he played Street Fighter once. And it was an older video before he had his custom Bullet Club joystick made, for the PS4 or the Xbox. And I was watching him like do an interview and play it. And then he played like I remember he was like involved in the Tekken 7.
Yep.
And I was just like, I fucking love this. I get to wear a Bullet Club shirt in Tekken 7. And still everybody was like, I was putting out Bullet Club footage and everybody was like, what's this fucking bull? A lot of my friends fucking, and listen, you can ask sweet Chad, EB Chad, who is in the PVGA, but ain't turned a match in yet, and I don't want him to sit at the bottom of the ladder. You know what I mean? But listen,
Do
Corona
the
and
work,
everything's
kid.
tough, and
Do the work.
holidays we are busy. But listen, Chad thought I made Bullet Club up. He thought I fucking made that up. And because it was using Too Sweet, and he knew I loved the NWO, and he was like, "What the?" But then I was like, "No, man, this shit exists." And again, to give credit to RC Dupree,
That is who you gave credit to.
I can't wait. It was an exciting night. Things are exciting again. Boy, the story building by the announce team all night. Jericho is like, my God, can we elevate this man and say, you said it best. Boy, does he have a career and after this. And
Oh, for sure.
but anything he does, you listen to his podcast, he's amazing. Listen to his music. If you like some hardcore rock and like a little heavier rock from oh man, he's good. Well, fuck. I mean, who doesn't love his theme song?
It's crazy because I do like Fozzy, but there's only songs I like of Fozzy. But that Judas song, there's something about it that, like, anytime they come on, not only are you the people in the crowd singing, but you're at home just fucking Judas in my. Like, I mean, it's. And I want to go back to the Too Sweet thing real quick. I think that's how we met. When we met, I Too Sweeted you when I worked at GameStop.
Did we?
Yes. So that has some sentimental value to me as well. Whenever seeing that all come back in the States, because
it's
this
important.
podcast.
It's important. I saw a lot of people on Twitter and social media saying, like, who are these guys and are they supposed to be the big deal? Because there are a lot of new AEW fans that are just coming in. And it's just like, the question is, why are they using the NWO stuff? And why aren't we calling it NWO stuff? I see the fans confused. Like, and Siobhan, that's great, because Shivani's like, I've seen that before. And Shivani's referring to, that ain't the Bullet Club hand signal to him, man. That's the NWO hand signal to him. How's Sting going to handle that Too Sweet signal? That's Wolf Club NWO to him.
Yep.
So you got some history. Now, for the first time, we're going to see what the heck happens and actually do something. Triple H with Too Sweet, the club, and then immediately that'll be like, jumble fuck the whole club for 5 years, But now you're actually going to get it, and I'm excited because, man, I'm more excited that we're working together now, and there's some relationships. Hopefully this leads to some Bullet Club New Japan. Did you hear that little Tama Tonga comment?
The Tama Tonga.
He said he tweeted last week the betrayal was real, and the Bucks were like, "Hey Tama, the betrayal is real," on BT, and I was like, "You shut your mouth."
It all in all is just a great. Right now, if you wanted to get into wrestling, AEW right now is the hottest thing going right now. Impact is the second hottest growing thing right now, because guess what? It's catching that flame from AEW and was just gonna set it up to setting up like Bray Wyatt up lit on fire on Monday Night Raw.
Well, Greg, in many industries and throughout the world originated in pro wrestling. We call that the rub, right?
I think that's what Matt Hardy would say.
It's called a symbiotic relationship, is what it's called, and they help each other. They help each other. And that is what we need. I've said for years, there is enough pie for everybody to have a slice. Greed is what stops things from being great. So, Greg, the transition before I can get out of here and run down and start watching a little Impact and wind down and do some editing as I sit and do my notes. I do notes, folks, because that's just that's my life, man. My life is checking off tasks and moving on to the next, Greg. All right, but tonight I understand that soon the PVGA, the fans and the audience, investors and whatnot, are going to be getting from you and Josh, the State of the Union of the PVGA.
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything specific you're going to get into with Josh? Do you have anything you can tell us on this, or is it just a wait and see, folks?
Me
I bet
being
you,
the
I bet you don't have nothing, Greg.
me being a
There's a lot
senior
of
broad,
people say Greg says he knows everything, but he doesn't.
I am the
That's just
ghost with
what
the
they say.
most. I'm the ghost with the most. So if anyone tells you anything wrong, well, they're not the host. Um, I can't go ahead and release it as much as I'd like to give you guys breaking news, which is probably my favorite thing to do as a senior broadcast journalist of the PVGA. I also have to stay true, and I want everyone to tune in to what Josh and I have to say. If I go ahead and the hell's this? He spun some glasses, just threw me off completely. It looked like Millhouse from The Simpsons. Um,
I love them.
I'm,
They're my
so
BLs. They're
I
just
think
my BLs. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
yeah, no big deal.
Pastry Kings loves these BLs.
He
You know?
does. Maybe. But we're gonna wait and we're gonna keep everyone on the edge of their seats for our announcement. No one likes to give up good news right now.
No, no. Oh boy, I tell you what, you had something, you had them, and you could have did something cool. But we know that you've prepared zero. You're gonna shoot this one at the hip, and we'll just listen to Josh talk, I guess.
What you worry about? All I know is stay tuned because I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be
Greg,
exciting.
sometimes I'm so sick of carrying you and my back. I just need more THC cream all over my back.
I'll provide the THC cream. What the eyes
But
hurt.
I love you, but
I
I
love you
love you.
too, brother. I
And
love you too.
I want to see you succeed. You know what I mean? I don't make me put the heel glasses on. That's the
Those
problem.
are the heel glasses. Are
And
we
that's
popping
the
for the heel
problem. I
glasses?
put these heel glasses on, and I just turn heel on you real fucking quick.
What if I take my glasses off? Do I go face?
Hey, on other wrestling news, yes, it is out there. Is that I am looking to purchase a wrestling company in or around the Pittsburgh area, or partner up with one, or invest in one. So why am I on the hunt? All right. My very wise cousin Scott said, once you stop chasing it, it starts to chase you. All right. What's it, Greg?
The
Doesn't
drag.
matter. It's
It's the
positive
drag.
thinking. All right. Sometimes that nut's right when he says things, and I listen to everything people say. All right.
As you should.
Okay.
I'll listen to you. That's a crazy
All
enough
right.
person to listen to himself.
All right, folks, we're going to get out of here, but I do want to remind you, Sage Point Financial. I mean, it's a time, it's the first show of the year. Get things started right in your life, Greg. I listen, To Be Named podcast, Jason, Greg, we get zero on mentioning anything about financial planning or anything with Sage Point Financial. I just talk about them because I love the services they provide, the education. My personal money guy, Tim, is a sweet, sweet angel. Greg, I've asked you a few months ago, you got that 401k started yet, kid? You just started a new job, huh? They asking you, you probably what, zero?
That's about it.
Huh?
That's about it. I don't think I think I have something with the
Hey,
the
Tim,
company.
if you're listening, reach out to Greg first.
Yeah.
Grab his kid, slap him in a budget program, and then and then if you have to, slap him around a little bit, because that's what Greg needs. Anybody that's working with Greg, slapping him around get you a little bit more results. That's just what Josh says.
I will say once my PC comes falling into place, things will become.
We're all gonna pay. Once your PC comes, you might morph into your final form, and then we're all gonna get it. You might be Butters on South Park. You might just become Dr.
But yeah, with that homie.
Greg, I was always nice to you. Everybody else was mean.
Next thing you know, I'm gonna be Thanos.
Oh, you're gonna be Bizarro Superman. That's how it's gonna.
It's funny you say that. I have a little figurine of Bizarro Superman, one of my favorite Superman villains.
Well,
Fun fact.
Listen, you and Bizarro have a lot in common, folks.
We wish we were Superman.
Know more about Greg, the Bizarro Ghost Man, you can catch him at his YouTube channel, youtube.com/ghost named Greg. Our full episodes only appear on there from now on. You will find shortened clips due to viewer demands. Can you please do this? Can you please do that? Bing, 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 bing. Drive me nuts. Those will start appearing on Inertia Global, Twitters and Facebook feeds, and all over the planet on that over there. It's so good to have support from the company that I fucking co-founded, and it was basically stolen from me. But it's nice to have support from that old company. So thank you guys for believing in my new project, Inertia Global. I appreciate it. Greg appreciates everything you do. Guys, please like, share, tweet, subscribe, comment if you hate us. Comment if Greg's wrong. Comment if I'm wrong. Tweet something, like something, you bunch of bastards, right? Greg?
Well, it doesn't cost.
Why
It does.
won't they click the button?
It doesn't cost anything to like. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. All it does is help our future.
And you know what?
It helped to better the channel.
Appreciate if this is free, because if it was up to me, I'd charge you all $700 to listen to an episode, just one episode of this great stuff.
All right, I'll charge you $7 because I'm poor.
Doll hairs. Yeah, doll hairs is what Greg would say. Yeah, $7 hairs. You can listen to Greg all day long. He comes to your house and just starts talking.
They're about randomness.
And don't worry, folks, in about 5 minutes, he starts repeating himself because he forgot what he told you 5 minutes ago.
That's very true as well. Jason knows all too well, I know.
Well, Greg, I had a fun time.
Always.
Did you like this better than the last episode we tried to smash together? This is a little bit better one.
I didn't really find too many flaws with that one, but like I said, the PVJ feels as if they wanted us to redo the goddamn show. Well, you know what the fucking ghost does, Jason?
We redo the show.
Because we redo the goddamn show because I care what the PVGA wants.
Because I want my paycheck, so ultimately I just do my job. But when you're getting paid to give your opinion, it changes things a little bit. I just make sure that at the end of the day is what's coming out of this mouth is responsible, and folks, if you listen, we don't try to be right. If we find out that we're wrong, listen, there's a lot of times where we're wrong on some stuff. Like I bashed Godfall. Dude, I bashed Godfall on the PS5, and then I was like, I probably got 100 hours of that game. Me and Big James.
Told you it was gonna be a good game.
So, let the truth set us free, and we can all take opinions, but let's not hold on to them because opinions can change, folks, and it's okay to change. It's okay to change, right, Greg?
And speaking of opinions, put your opinions down below. We want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, and speaking of change, I'm gonna go change my
underwear. I believe it, you old man. I'll talk to you guys all later. Peace.
That's not how this show ends. That's not how this show ends. I saw that in your notes. Is that what you trying to sneak my? Is that why you put in extra hours a week? You're doing old shit. That's how Richie Metals works. You've been sneaking around my back, doing extra shit to the big man. Because that's shit.
I wouldn't say
sneaking over. We said none of that shit in this company, Greg. All right. The official way to close this show is I say game over. Okay. All right.
Oh yeah. Or because you gotta change your pants.
And then you say something squeaky at the end.
Squeaky, squeaky.
Watch my microphone.
Yeah. Hey, we're playing with your mic too much this whole episode, just so you know.
Let me break this new one out for you, Greg.
Breaking this new one out?
Look at that.
Your hair looks good.
Oh, boy, hey.
No, you gotta keep it going.
It
looked good.
You haven't even seen what I'm doing with this. It's gonna have a little bit of an Ace Ventura flare up. Hey, look at this. Mad science is coming. Game.